nobody goes down. That's the important thing, because they're defending right now. If they can stay alive, they're closer. If they recall and heal, they can get back to this fight immediately. The side of Cyanide that are pushing, they can't do the same.
Try as they might, they can't seem to really put any siege under these towers, which is surprising with Crixie on side. You'd imagine in that case, it's a matter of just sitting there and waiting for the poke. However, you're up against Neil Fails on this rack. If you get too close to this Crixie, you'll be under that tower, you'll be CC'd, and because you're so squishy, you'll be going down in no time at all.
Yeah, and the thing is, Team Cyanide, they went for the siege, didn't quite work out immediately, so they go and grab themselves an objective instead. Look at this damage, this is just 3 of them, and they're still doing a great job, but Player 7 gets CC'd up, and they're going to trade the damage back on through, but Crixie's on the back line, doing a huge amount of damage, trying to finish these kills off. Neil Fails can't quite finish the kills himself, gets 1, but is it going to turn into anything more? The answer is no, as he's defeated. That kill goes over the way of Player 16. And it's a 2-for-1 in favour of Team Cyanide. Speaking of Cyanide, gets himself a kill and a tower, and now he's looking for more.
He's got to try and focus on the tower here. Don't want to underestimate this Alice and her potential to either melt you down or at least stop you from taking that tower. Much better to back away and look towards it last time around.
Look for that red buff there, the might buff. Be able to give that extra damage to the slow that you get from that one as well. And now we see Team Cyanide, they want to finish off the last of these tier 1 towers. They want to take this objective, make sure that they've opened up the map for themselves. And Player 7, he's found a random opponent running around the map, but won't be able to finish off the kill.
It's good there, very, very good with his CC, but much better than the other team.
Player 16 managing to flicker on out of that one, just about escapes with his life, but Cyanide stunned. This could be the opportunity, but here comes Crash. Look at the AoE damage. That's going to be 1 kill coming on through. Neil Fails has got nowhere to go. There's a second one. Crixie won't even go down for her trouble. There's another one. Dominating is going to be that Crixie. And there we go. 4 kills for nothing. Team Cyanide are starting to run away with this one.
Deja vu, but this time in the top lane it's a Violet on her own. We said before, there's no way she can stay under this tower. She will get melted down and die, and that's an ace coming through for Team Cyanide. 18-5 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and this is what we spoke about earlier. When you get tanky like this, when you get to the later stages of the game, those towers, they're not going to be able to save you much against these tanks that can just walk underneath and dish out huge damage. And now that is going to be this final base tower going down if they can grab this. I don't know, the players are here. Neil Fails might be able to get a nice hook here and could find a kill. Doesn't quite get it in range.
Too speedy, Player 7 here charging away. And what a game he's had so far. You look at the Crixie, who's on 6-0 and 8, but 5-1-9 on Player 7. It always seems, once he enters a fight, it's a magic turnaround. The engage!
The opportunity, they managed to get a hook, pulling someone away from the rest of the team. They're going to jump onto this one. Can they finish the kill, though? It's so important that they do, and they manage to get it. That's the healer as well. The support has gone down. Kresh jumping onto the backline, trying to dish out the damage, trying to disrupt. They're managing to escape with this one. Cyanide doesn't have the damage. Where is the Crixie? Crixie's in the bottom lane. They don't have their damage dealers. This could be huge for the side of Neil Fails. They need to finish off these kills ASAP and get down to the bottom lane to defend their towers. The Kresh is going to fall on this one. The CC is there. There's 3 kills for Team Neil Fails.
We said at the very start they were trying to build around this Crixie. That was their hope, was let's get Crixie fed, let's get her ahead, let's make sure she can do her damage. What happens when you don't have her? You have 3 tanks and a support. That is no way going to be enough to be able to wipe out a team of 5, and they get themselves completely clean swept the other way.
Now we're getting to the point in the game where the death timers are going to start to rack up. You can see still 20 seconds on that Kresh player. Obviously, he died a fair few seconds ago, so we're getting to the point where if you do end up losing out one of these team fights, it's actually a significant detriment to you. And look at the gold difference now. We're on, what, 3,000 gold difference between these 2 teams? That was a lot larger a few minutes ago. So Neil Fails, they're actually coming back on into this game. There is serious potential for a comeback on our hands.
Misplays such as these can cost you dearly, but you can still see that Neil Fails' team are quite afraid. Sat back here on their inhibitor towers, just do not want to step away from them in fear of being jumped on with the Crixie in tow. However, Player 3 is very alone here in the top lane.
It certainly is, but does have a good amount of mobility. This is going to be tank versus tank, so neither really dish out a lot of damage and won't quite be able to be caught out there. See his friendly Alice on Player 4 going to be coming to join the fight. Alice one of those support characters, going to be able to do a lot of healing, but also does a decent amount of damage this time.
This may be decision time, I feel, for Team Cyanide.
Oh, hook coming in onto one. Player 7 is going to be there. Kresh doesn't get his ultimate. That is absolutely huge. Can they finish off any more kills off the back of this? They need to get onto player 6 because he's got huge AoE damage. He's got onto the back line and he is melting these health bars. Player 5, the last man remaining, and Cyanide is on the case. There's another kill coming on through. Player 6 tears the team by apart and gets himself a quad kill.
Cyanide finds himself getting dropped down by the tower, though, so although they win the fight, they still lose 3 men. And that grab, it was fantastic at first, but it wasn't the right target. Crixie walks in, and we spoke about this before the broadcast punch balls. We said that if a Crixie is ignored, if the CC is burnt at the beginning of a fight, a Crixie can walk in anytime she wants, put her ultimate down, and completely wipe out the enemy team, and that's exactly what we saw happen.
That was just destruction once that comes to pass. Once you can get on into that backline and just pop the ult, you will just melt those health bars. Now Respawn's only just coming in for the side of Neil Fails. There's potential for objectives here, but these will be contestable. They don't have a whole lot of time to grab these. If they go for the Dark Slayer, that's a potential throw waiting to happen right there, because Neil Fails and the squad will be able to contest.
One thing you don't yet have in this game is vision, so they cannot see what they're trying to do right here. So they can very, very easily just sit in a brush and wait for them to approach. They've got to start thinking now. Surely Neil Fails is thinking, we haven't seen them for quite a while. What are they doing? And they're going completely the wrong way. They're going to go and trick the dragon, and they are nowhere to be found. They are on the other side of the map doing the Dark Slayer.
Well, Alice is just about to discover the bad news, but he's all on his own. This could be very dangerous. Actually, might be able to steal the Dark Slayer. This could be absolutely huge. The Dark Slayer, it goes the way of Cyanide squad, though, and Alice is caught out, gets annihilated. Player 5's got nowhere to run. I can say the same for player 2 as Neil Fails. He's all on his lonely lonesome. And in the meantime, take a look over towards the bottom lane. Player 3 wasn't even in that fight. He was like, you know what? I don't want a part of any of this. I'm going to stay down here.
Yes, unfortunately for Scud, though, there is no tower in that top lane, which means this push could be the game-winning push. They can try and tank the base if they want to, or they can wait for these minions to come through. But Scud, he's got to do something heroic here.
And Cyanide wants to tank the tower right now. Now, bear in mind, the base does a huge amount of damage on its own. So Scud, there's potential to protect this, but not if your health bar drops like that. There's not. That is going to be an ace coming on through for the Crixie. That is going to be a legendary scoreline, 28-12. Final score as Team Cyanide take the win.
And that's 2 to Team Yellow Star, and Team Cyanide here. They're fancying themselves as the superior legends right now. So maybe tactics to be revised, I feel, on the other side for Aki, Loda and Neil Fails, who now find themselves down 0-2. But a great showing overall. We were worried at first, saying, well, there's no marksman here. They have 1 damage threat, and we saw what happens when the Crixie isn't in the fight. When she was in the bot lane split pushing, it went absolutely upside down for them. They lost the whole thing, but still, the advantage was too great, and they had no way of coming back into it from there.
Yeah, and the sad thing as well about that game was, after they win the fight because Crixie was in the bottom lane, the following fight was the same situation, but reversed. We had Scud going in the bottom lane, and it was a 4v5, and they ended up losing the Dark Slayer because of it, and then losing the fight off the back of that one as well. Kind of a heartbreaking defeat for Neil Fails there, because they were quite far behind to start with. Then there was this huge comeback, but it was all for nothing.
Maybe they need to take a leaf out of Cyanide's book here and just walk into the audience and go, who's the highest ranks?
Yeah.
Because, quite rightly so, as he said, I needed someone to carry my ass. He had the Crixie, and that Crixie, pretty scary. And equally, we can't ignore Kresh. He was a monster, quite literally a sea monster, all game long.
Yeah, there was one fight where he got taken out, and that was
the grab.
Yeah, that was the grab coming out from Neil Fails. They managed to take him out first, and that was while Crixie wasn't there as well. So, oh no, sorry, Crixie was in that fight. That was the one that they flipped around, and he charges in with the ultimate. But yeah, it was definitely a crazy game. A lot of great plays coming out from Team Cyanide, especially. Neil Fails did his very best with those hooks towards the late game. He was certainly managing it. If he had managed to get a hook onto Crixie, though, towards the later stages of the game, that easily could have been a game going their way.
It would have been the one, but just couldn't make it happen. Admittedly, smart positioning coming through from Cyanide's team, always making sure that Crixie was safe, making sure that she wasn't the one to get picked off. And in fact, the best thing they probably could have done was just ignored the team for a while and hope that Crixie went up to split push, because it seemed otherwise, when she was around, there was no way they won a fight.
Yeah, and to be honest, with that composition with just this single damage dealer, I'm surprised it was so successful. They managed to pull it off, but we have an interview on stage with our winners of our new iPhone 7 Pluses. So let's pass it back over to OJ.
Thank you so much. You are not wrong. We do indeed have an interview to find out what happened. And while this is going on, Aki and Loda, I believe, are out in the crowd selecting the next team. So if you want to play, did you get chosen last time? Rico Man didn't get chosen. I'll make sure.